Welcome back to the channel. I'm Will, Golf Equipment Right for Today's Golfer, and today I'm out on the course testing the Kirkland Signature against the Titleist Pro V1 to see if you can save money without sacrificing your game. So why are we talking about this? The Pro V1 is the #1 ball in golf, used by Scotty Scheffler, the men's world golf #1. Why are we comparing these two golf balls? Our 2024 Robot Golf Ball test said the Kirkland Signature actually span higher and didn't really lose much distance. So I'm here today at Thorpewood Golf Course to test if that's the case, to see if this higher spinning golf ball does actually make much difference and does it affect my game? I think that's the biggest question people are going to be asking. Does this ball that's a third of the price affect my game, or do I get better value out of this? So I'm here to compare both and see if there's a difference. So not only is the Kirkland $35 cheaper, if you were to actually play 3 rounds a week all year and lose 3 balls a round, you'd save yourself just shy of $1,500 a year, which for a lot of amateur golfers is a lot of money. So this test is very worthwhile to see if there's actually a gain, or if you should just save yourself some money in the long run. We're now going to head down to the tee on the 17th. We're going to play a hole with the balls and see if there's a difference in my game. I do play off 6, so don't expect too much, but I expect some good shots and maybe some bad shots. It's going to be good fun. So let's head down to the tee and hit some balls. It's probably the section of the video you all clicked on to see how both balls perform with the driver. We're going to hit 3 with the Kirkland, 3 with the Pro V1, and see what the difference is. In our 2024 Robot Golf Balls test, we found that the Kirkland spanned 400 RPM higher. So we're out on the course today to see what the difference actually will be. Whether we'll lose a bit of distance, it will spin off to the right, spin a little bit higher ball flight. So we're going to hit a few to find out. And hopefully hit a few straight. That was a good one, just a little bit high, little bit right. Good solid strike though. Spinning at sort of 3600, which is a little bit high, but the numbers were good. 240 carry, which for me is pretty standard, unfortunately. Let's hit another one. It's a little bit off the bottom, but another good solid strike. Very similar numbers, but still sort of getting that high right shot. Go for one more. That was solid. Best strike of the 3, I'd say, that one. So with that, we've got 160 ball speed and 2700 RPM and 265 carry. So that was a really solid shot. Now let's hit a few with the Pro V1, see if we can notice a difference. Now we're going to hit a few with the Pro V1 after just hitting 3 with the Kirkland. Feels really solid. Some good ball flights. I hit a couple to the right. I think that's more me to blame than anything, but I hit a really good solid one down the side which carried 265 and span at 2700. So for me, that's really good numbers, and yeah, felt really solid. So it'd be nice to compare to a Pro V1, which is a similar feel for me. So yeah, let's hit a few and find out. That was nice and solid. Nice high ball flight, but it was solid strike, so I'd expect low spin. Yeah, there we go, 2800, which was good for that ball flight, and 260 carry. So for me, that's really good numbers and something I'd expect to see on the course, hopefully quite a lot, with a good strike. That was a little bit heely and a little bit to the side, but it'll be interesting to see what the spin numbers were on that. 3800 that time, but that was more a little bit of a miss hit from myself, just off the heel, but still performed really well, felt solid. That one felt really nice as well. Little bit of a high cut, which is my unusual shot. Just over 3000 on the spin rate, and just wait for numbers to come up. 250 carry, so actually felt really nice. Personally, didn't see too much of a difference between the two balls. Spin rate was very similar, and yeah, didn't really notice the distance drop off. So very interesting, very interesting. We're just heading further down the fairway now, collect all the drives, and we're going to hit a few shots into the green, see how the irons stand up. Really impressed with the driver, so let's see how the ball stands up on some shots into the green. So we've come down the fairway to what was my best tee shot, about 265 down the fairway, just over 150 into the green. I've got a 7-iron in hand, and we're going to hit a few with or from this distance, basically just to see how it affects going onto the green, if there's any distance drop off, if I get more control with a certain ball. In the Robot Golf Balls test, again, there was sort of a 400-500 RPM difference between the two balls. So it'll be interesting to see how that actually affects the on-course performance. Do the Kirklands outperform the Pro V1s, or are the Pro V1s going to shine? We'll find out, but we're going to hit a few and see if that's the case. That was a good strike. Felt really solid, just fading into the green. It was a nice, good strike. Felt really solid. Carried 148, 8,000 spin, which for me is a little bit high with a 7-iron. But again, looking at the on-course performance, I was really impressed with it, to be honest. Let's hit another one. Yet again, another good strike. I was actually at the flag this time. Little bit short, but again, 8,000 spin, 147 carry. I think that's a little bit to do with my strike as well, and hitting blades, so naturally gonna spin a little bit more. But so far, really impressed with the Kirkland. Feels really good off the face. Nice to look down on as well. I know that sounds strange, but God, it's what you're staring at when you're hitting your shot, so it's nice to look at. Again, another solid strike. I think a little bit slower swing speed. Yeah, just at the front of the green. But yeah, similar, 146 yards, 8,500 spin, or just shy of. So 3 actually quite consistent shots, which is, for me, a bit of a change because they're not always perfect. So this was actually really nice. So now we're gonna go on to the Pro V1s. We are using them fresh out the box. It is a wet morning down here, so we don't want any water on the ball because that affects spin, and we just want to see proper performance from out the box. So it's a good solid test basically. So we're going to now move on to the Pro V1. Naturally, you're going to have a lower ball flight. It's built to, off the tee and in the fairway, have a lower spin, and sort of around the green feel nice and soft. So it's going to be interesting to see how this performs against the Kirkland, which naturally spins quite high. So I would be expecting to see a spin drop off from my 7-iron, but we're going to hit a few to see if it performs a little bit better than the Kirkland from this distance. That was a little bit off the bottom. That wasn't as good a strike as the other two. Yeah, so straight away, it wasn't as good a strike, but we're lower spin already and slightly higher carry. So 151 carry and a total spin of 7.2. So I'll try put a slightly better strike on it and we'll see if there is any change as well from there. But again, first of all, it's really nice feel. Something I've got used to over the years, as many golfers have as well. Again, decent strike. We'll hit one more and get a good number. So that was a good strike. Very similar to some that I've hit with the Kirkland as well. Looks like it's gone a little bit further. 152 carry, 7.2 total spin. So just from them 3 shots, actually was a lot lower spin than the Kirkland. So that's interesting to see. And to be fair, 2 of them were very similar strikes. So yeah, good solid feel, but on the course, not really noticing a difference in shape, but definitely that spin sneaking up a little bit higher. So interesting to see. But yeah, the Pro V1 certainly has a lower long game spin. It'll be interesting to see how they perform down on the green in a minute. So we'll have a look. Now we're up near the green, which is sort of the business end when it comes to scoring. And the big thing with these balls is they're both urethane covers and they're both 3-piece makeup. So even though there's a big price difference, they're actually very similar in makeup when it comes to performance around the green. So it'll be interesting to see how they both feel off the face, how they perform when they land on the green, because I think this is where the Kirkland's probably going to gain a little bit of its advantage on the Pro V1 personally. So we're going to hit a few with the Kirkland first, and then we're going to go to the Pro V1. Hopefully see a bit of sauce on the chip shots, but we will see. Hit that a little bit hard, but it's stopped up and checked quite nicely. Feels really soft off the face, which is what I was expecting for a ball like this. A little bit lower that time, but again, stopping really quick, and I do like that, and it's nice and soft off the face. Something that I'm used to, having played with TP5s, Pro V1s, Chrome Soft over the years. I actually really like the feel of this. Again, another nice connection. Not all close together, but actually really happy with the distance they've gone and checked up. Considering how wet the ground is, that's actually performed really well. So I'm really impressed. So I'm just going to wipe my club and then we'll hit a few with the Pro V1. Right, now we're going to hit a few with the Pro V. I've wiped the club off, so it is a fair test. Nice dry club, brand new balls out the box, so we'll see how it responds on the green. See if it's similar to the Kirkland. That was nice. Again, stops really nice, stopped well. Not noticing too much of a difference in feel between the two balls. That was a nice strike. Checked up really nice as well, which is, again, what you'd expect with a ball like this. Hit that one a little bit harder, so it'll be interesting to see. Did roll out a little bit more, but I did clip that a bit too clean for the type of shot we're playing. But to be honest, I didn't really notice too much of a difference between the two balls themselves. They feel really good, they feel soft, something that fills you with confidence over the ball when you're chipping. So yeah, I don't think there's too much difference between the two balls in this around the greens really. Right, so we're now up on the green, got the balls in place, ready to just do a 12-foot putt, I think, 12, 15 feet, just to see the difference of feel between the two balls. Again, same as the chipping, I feel like this is where there's not going to be too much of a difference between the two balls, same layer makeup, same cover, so it'll be interesting to see how they feel off the face, and hopefully hole a few. But we're going to go Kirkland first, and then we're going to go to the Pro V1. Pretty sure we've got the line, but can well hole a few putts. Certainly not like that. But that felt nice and solid off the face, soft as you'd expect. Ooh, nearly. But yeah, off the face, feels really good. Nice and soft, nothing out of the ordinary. And certainly, there we go. Certainly for the price you pay, actually very impressive, considering they're about $1.40 for a golf ball. That's actually really nice and feels really good off the face. Let me pick them up and we'll hit a few with the Pro V1. Now we're going to move on to the Pro V1s. Before I'm putting, I sort of feel like there's going to be a very big similarity between the two balls, but let's find out and see if we can hole some with these. Good roll, just pushed it. Again, I'd say soft feel, a little bit more of a duller sound off the face. I'd argue feels a little bit more premium than the Kirkland. I'd definitely argue that the Kirkland is a little bit clicky, but in terms of feel off the face, actually feels really nice. Oh, didn't quite hole one. But yeah, there's a subtle difference. In terms of feel off the face, there's not too much, but actually you can hear the sound. It's slightly clickier with the Kirkland and slightly duller with the Pro V1, more of a sound that you're used to with a premium ball. That, again, that could be core based and there's not too much difference in the cover. So yeah, not really much in it for me. For you golfers that prefer that sort of duller, more premium feel with your putter and the sound, then maybe the Pro V1's the one, but actually for me there's not too much difference between either ball. I really like the Kirkland, I really like the Pro V. So yeah, come to short game, putting, I don't think there's too much in it for me. Right, so you join me in our buggy. I've just got two brand new sleeves of both the balls, the Signature and the Pro V1. We're going to do a durability test, which basically I'm going to get in the bunker, hit 10 shots of each, and then afterwards we're going to do a before and after, review what the covers look like, because when you're paying $54 a dozen for the Pro V1s versus, well, it's about $1.45 per ball in the Kirklands. When you buy a two pack, so there's a huge difference. So it's a big thing when it comes to durability to see how this actually tears up, because going off price, you'd think the Kirkland would tear up. So let's put it to the test and let's see if there's a difference. Right, so we've just hit 10 shots with each in the bunker, and I'm quite surprised, to be fair. I was expecting the Kirkland to tear up a lot more than it did. You do have one big line over the top and a little bit across the sign, but actually over 10 shots and they were just chucked back in, hit with sand on, there was no thought to it. So it was quite a brutal test on a golf ball really. You're only going to land in there and hit out hopefully. But the Pro V1 has one big deep gash in the top, as you'll see on the footage, and doesn't really have too many else wear on the ball. But to be honest, looking at them, there's not too much difference. Which is quite surprising considering this one is around $35 more than the Kirkland. So when it comes to short game performance and durability, actually Kirkland shines, and I think it's a really excellent golf ball. So yeah, it's certainly something to think about when making your next purchase basically. We're just heading off the course now. This is the less glamorous side of filming, hugging your clubs in a buggy full of filming gear. But yeah, we're just heading off the course, heading down. Found some really interesting stuff out today, but we'll get down the bottom of the hill and we'll wrap the video up, so I'll see you down there. Right, we're all wrapped up now, down off the course, and I was really impressed with the Kirkland and obviously a Pro V. I've gamed it for a while. I think after the findings today, I personally wouldn't change to Pro V1 because I got so used to it over the years, the look, the feel. But for most golfers out there, I really don't see why you wouldn't go get yourself a box of Kirklands. It lived up to everything. It did spin a little bit high on the iron shots, but actually pretty much everything, it stood up and performed really well. So for amateur golfers out there, again, I'm an amateur golfer. I play off 6. I'm not perfect, as you've probably seen in the video today. And I still love the Pro Vs, but why not save yourself some money? Why not try these out? Why not get yourself a box? And to be honest, you might find yourself going to these and these becoming a regular golf ball. Saving yourself $1,500 a year if you play weekly, that's a big number to me. So go check these out, head down to Costco and yeah, check the Kirklands out because yeah, they really did blow me away today and actually stood up against Pro V1 really, really well. For more reviews, head over to todaysgolfer.com. For more content, head over to the YouTube channel, Today's Golfer. And that's all from me. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.